hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Tote. Come a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while.
Not a while. It's not been that while. We've been keeping up.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a
No, a traditional episode of the podcast, it's been like since November because we talked about the Eternals. But in the words of Cam Newton, we are back on the M&K Productions Podcast. This is
with a normal episode.
Yes. Now we've been noticing that we've had a lot of interviews done by our co-host, who I would like to introduce, Miss Flamingo. So, Kristen, you have been a busy bunch on this podcast. What the hell have you been doing?
You can't see me, but I'm smiling because we have been on a roll, I must say. We are a hot ticket item, I must say. We've had 2 interviews. Well, I should say amazing interviews. Our first one was with Kathy Bates with her film Home, which is now playing still in some theaters and on digital, so you can go stream that. And then we also have a potential Oscar nominee called Tigers with director Ronnie Chandel. And coming up, we have another major interview, which I can't spill the beans just yet, but please be on the lookout. The film is nominated for a couple Film Independent Spirit Awards. I can say that. So if you want to take a guess, go look at the nominations on there.
Yeah, so the links for those 2 interviews done by Miss Flamingo herself will be available in the link in the description or wherever you're listening. But we got a special episode for you today. Today is episode, was it 62, 63?
It is number 62.
62, yeah. We had a 60 episode. Woo, celebration, yay. But
you can't see it, we got confetti. We always celebrate when it's a new episode.
Woo, but yeah, let's roll that classic clip to like episode 1. That was a good clip. All right, so today's show is going to be a little quick one. We're kind of tired. It's like 9 o'clock.
But we've been busy. Mac and I have been a little busy.
Yeah, I'm doing the 25 Days of Christmas. And
can I just say who I got to meet the other day? Who I'm still
tell the story.
For. Okay,
yeah,
so anybody who doesn't know me, I'm a huge Michael Bublé fan. And I won a contest where I got to meet him, and it was virtual, and it was through Pandora. All you had to do was just like enter this contest, and somehow out of many of the other people who entered the contest, I was one of the people who won. I was very excited, was not expecting to win, but I won. I got to talk to one of my idols, and it was amazing. I loved it. I love Michael. He's been a huge part of my life. I'm still waiting to this day for him to sing the James Bond theme. I've been advocating that since I was 13 years old, and that was when I first became a huge fan of Michael, and I got to tell him that. So I doubt he's listening, but...
You tell him he did a podcast?
He should have a podcast. He's on TikTok, and he's really funny.
I mean, did you tell him you do a podcast?
No, you only had 2 minutes to talk to him, and I was just basically thanking him for all that he's done for me personally with his career and all of his music. So he made a very nice young girl from Jersey happy. So it was funny because I told him when I was like the age of like when Justin Bieber was like becoming a thing, like around like 2008, 2009. That's when I discovered Michael Bublé. And
I always call Michael Bubble.
I'll have to tell you another story about that another time. But when I was that age, like I was in about 7th grade, and I was like, who's this Canadian? And they're like, I did my research, it's Michael Bublé. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was in this wonderment. Meanwhile, while all the girls were fangirling over Justin Bieber, that Canadian, I was fangirling over Michael Bublé.
Aww.
So I even remember when I went to his concert back in like 2010, and when he opened with Cry Me a River, which is like one of my favorite songs that he sings, I just started bawling because I was just like, oh my God. That was the only time I've ever cried at a concert, but like where I got to see somebody I love.
You meeting all the famous people. Earlier this year, you met M. Night Shyamalan, and you got Michael Bublé now. Freaking Kathy Bates. Ronnie Sandel. You've been on fire this year.
Little on the grill.
Oh my God, don't ever say that again. That was so cringy. But anyway,
I thought it sounded cool in my head, and then it was terrible.
On this episode today, we're going to just do some quick news stories that have been happening lately. And the last time we did a regular episode, then we're going to have our topic for the day will be Clifford, the big red dog, now on Paramount Plus.
Yes! Woo, Clifford!
We'll be giving our thoughts on that, and then we will wrap the show up with what's going to be coming next and some box office report. So, without further ado, are you ready to start, Kristen?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's get right into the news.
This is CNN.
All right, so the news for this week, I'm going to start off with a big one. So, Kristen, did you know are you an anime aficionado?
No, but my boyfriend is.
Well, was your boyfriend sad when Netflix announced this past week that they were canceling the new Cowboy Bebop live action series after only one season?
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Well, he wasn't because we did not watch Cowboy Bebop. We both haven't even seen the original Cowboy Bebop.
Get out.
Yet. I know. I need to leave the studio, aka my room, shut the door, and maybe just go sit down now and watch it. It's been on my watch list for a very long time, and I just haven't seen it. I know a lot of the references, and I just haven't watched it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I originally thought this was only going to be like a limited series. I didn't even think it would be a spin-off or sequel.
I actually ended up watching it, actually. It was
and
fine.
What did you thought it was fine?
Yeah, I will say they tried, but it was just kind of like, why did we need this as a live action?
There's another live action anime series that's coming out to Netflix.
Is it Death Note?
No, we already did Death Note. We don't need another.
No, they're doing a second. They actually are doing a second.
Well, they're moving a little slow on it, so we haven't heard any news about that. And I thought I could have sworn I saw something earlier about an anime that was coming out.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
I don't know what it is, but then again, I don't really like it.
Yeah,
so I can't even tell you. I shouldn't say I don't like anime, but I just don't follow it.
So with Cowboy Bebop, I think the reason Netflix canceled it is because it didn't really become like a smash hit like they intended to. Like it wasn't like a Squid Game popular like right off the bat. They were probably banking a lot of money on this end. Even though it got like mixed reviews and everything, it's actually sitting at a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. It probably did it. Netflix is very like, if you don't show results right away, they will not continue with it. That's why a lot of Netflix shows tend to get canceled.
Which is why they need to start doing something with Julie and the Phantoms. Everybody loves that show, and they haven't even renewed it yet. And meanwhile, they're canceling all these other shows. Where is Julie and the Phantoms?
They want to do movies, that's why.
Come on, Netflix. Let's get that Julie and the Phantoms. I need that second season.
So what news you got for us, Kay?
All right. Our first news is that Ben Schwartz has joined Universal's Dracula Refined. Redfield. Sorry, I said it wrong.
And who's playing Dracula?
The wonderfully talented Nicolas Cage, our favorite on the show. You know we're excited. Did you watch that trailer for the film where he will be playing himself alongside Pedro Pascal for the unbelievably... You want to say it?
The unbearable weight of Master Talent.
Yes. Did you like it?
I watched the show. Yes, but I got scared when I saw who the director was. It went, shit.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous too, but I'm like, do you know what? I'm gonna go in because it's just a love letter, obnoxious love letter to Nicolas Cage, and I'm just gonna enjoy the heck out of it and just be like, all right, maybe this is for what it is. Will it be good? I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be fun in some sort.
If I'm not mistaken, is Ben Schwartz the voice of Sonic?
He is the voice of Sonic.
And speaking of Sonic, did you watch the second Sonic trailer?
I did.
What you
I
think
got
of it?
excited. I actually liked it. I was actually like impressed. I was like, I liked Knuckles. That's why.
But yeah, this Dracula movie is looking really good. We're gonna have Nicolas Cage's Dracula. We're
We
gonna
got
have
Nicholas Hoult.
Ryan Gosling as the Wolfman.
Yeah, but that's in a different universe. And for this film, we got Awkwafina and Nicholas Hoult all starring alongside Nicolas Cage. And now we're joining the team is Ben Schwartz. He even confirmed it on his Instagram. So, when the actor confirms it, it's official. So, yeah, we're excited. I'm very excited to see that. He's Ben Schwartz. Haven't known. He's, like we said, he's in the Sonic film. He also starred alongside Billy Crystal back in the film Standing Up, Falling Down. And then he's also been in another series that is a fan to many. He was on Parks and Rec, if you don't remember, Mac.
I didn't watch Parks and Rec.
You didn't watch Parks and Rec?
Man, this some old bullshit.
I was 14. I was watching cartoons.
Okay, you're telling me to get out. You need to get out for not watching Parks and Rec. He was Gene Rialfo.
I was watching regular show. Get out of here.
So was Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec was great. You did not love Chris Pratt on the show or Aubrey Plaza or Amy Poehler. That show was great.
That's all I knew from it. That's it.
Oh, man, Mac. All right. Next news story.
All right. So next news story I got for you is that the new film, Aaron Sorkin film, Being the Ricardos, is kind of getting okay reviews. I've seen that. I think it's currently sitting at, if I can do a little quick Google search. Let's see. Being the Ricardos.
I thought it was like 80 something.
It's sitting at a 59% on Metacritic, a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 7.
Okay, I wasn't far off on that. I probably got lowered. That's why when I last saw it.
7.1 and 10 on IMDb. But fun news story coming up is that Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem both tried to back out of the movie.
I wonder why.
Let's see. They said because they both grew up outside the United States, Kidman and Bardem weren't aware of I Love Lucy's immense popularity. Bardem said, when I really started digging into Desi Arnaz, the deeper I got, the more I knew how iconic the show was. It was like, shit. Kidman agreed, shit, what did we do? I got frightened. When they realized that they agreed to take it on, both actors called their agents to try to back out of the projects to producer Todd Black and Sorkin convinced them to stay on board. So their fears weren't completely quelled, and Kidman asked for more time to prepare for the role. When Kidman learned the film would go ahead as planned with no extra prep time, she realized, oh no, we actually have to do this.
See, that was my almost not my initial fear of it, but the questioning of the casting, which relates to why, which was most thought about for most people, was why Nicole Kidman and why Javier Bardem. Like you
said, Emma Stone and Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, and it just didn't seem right, honestly, with their casting. And I'm just surprised for both of them to be working in the industry and not realizing how big.
Well, they grew up outside of the United States.
I get that, but it's like they're in Hollywood, and one of the biggest comedians of all time is Lucille Ball. And, Nicole has dabbled into comedy before, and I'm just surprised she, is not really familiar with not any of the work. I'm not going to criticize her, but I'm just surprised that most people didn't even think about, doing the extensive research before signing on to the project. I just feel like sometimes you need to do a little bit more research before you ultimately say yes to anything, because it could turn out to be something that is disastrous or good. Most of the times it's good, but, where you end up in bad situations, like,
yeah,
where your emotions are mixed like this. But I can't say for that because I haven't seen the film yet. I'm sure it's fine.
It looks,
but
like
I'm not.
I know it'll probably probably be like award season because Aaron Sorkin and the Academy loves to.
Well, right now I don't.
He's not like a bad. He's not like a bad director or writer. It's just I think sometimes he can get a little pretentious with his.
All right, because right now I don't recall seeing it being nominated for any of like the Golden Globe stuff.
Really?
At least I think. Oh no, never mind. I take that back. It was okay.
What did I
So
say?
this is how forgettable now it's kind of been, I guess, at least from my end, because I haven't seen it yet, but maybe forgettable the movie is. But Nicole has been nominated for Best Actress in a Performance in an Actress Motion Drama Picture, and so is Javier Bardem, and then Aaron Sorkin, of course, is nominated for Best Screenplay.
Shocking. So yeah, but what is your last news story before we move on?
My last news story, which kind of relates to what we're going to be talking about today, which is where a lot of big films have been moving to the streaming platforms and in theaters. Jennifer Lopez's new upcoming movie, Marry Me, starring Owen Wilson, will debut simultaneously in theaters and on Peacock.
So no one's gonna watch it.
I mean, we had people go see, Halloween Kills in theaters, but we also had people, stream Halloween Kills on Peacock. I didn't get to see Halloween Kills in theaters just because of just other stuff coming out and my life. I just didn't get to see it as much as I really wanted to in theaters, but I was very happy that I didn't see it in theaters.
Yeah, because it was a shit show.
Yeah, I was very disappointed how it turned out.
You have actually I watched it on the Peacock.
I did too watch it on Peacock. I had Peacock for a month, then I canceled it.
Same, because they screwed up that movie and they screwed up the WWE, because WWE streaming on Peacock is terrible.
Yeah, I was like, I could see, like, do I think this movie's gonna be bad? No, it's probably gonna be a standard rom-com, but I think it's very ambitious now. But I think they're playing it safe because the recent spring of COVID, Omni variant and COVID cases that are starting to rise in certain areas once again. So, I guess to play it safe for now, it's not bad to release it in theaters and on Peacock at the same time, because they figure, okay, we'll just get back whatever, we'll take a risk on it, because they were pushing this movie back for quite a couple of times now.
Yeah, but Warner Brothers is still going to do exclusive theaters, even though signs are pointing that maybe we should just stick to what you do.
Well, I think it depends on the film. I think that's what it is overall. Yeah, I feel like, but Batman, that one they're pushing to go see in theaters, and I don't blame them for that. For something like a Marry Me, which I would also really like to see in a theater, I understand why they're also putting it on Peacock, but it's a numbers game, honestly, in the end of what is released. That's what it honestly is in the end. It's so hard to predict on what people may watch nowadays. So you never know what the odds are when it comes to certain films. I mean, look at, I feel like I'm trying to think of which one was one of the most recent, viewed films. But like when Space Jam was released, I feel like the streaming numbers were low on that, but I could be wrong.
No one gave a shit. No one cared about Space Jam 2, honestly.
Oh my God, Mac. But I don't remember how they are. I mean, it's fun to go to the theater. So, but at this point, if you're going to stream them both simultaneously, I do have no problem with it. Do I prefer the theater experience more? Yes. But all in all, I think in the end, it depends on the film. Honestly, where it fits better. Yeah. But who knows? I feel like even a Marry Me could have done just as well on Netflix, but I could see why that they're putting it now on Peacock. So to get those ratings in again, because I don't know how Peacock is doing. For me to cancel it once after that, you don't have much else going for me.
It's bombing. But yeah, if that's all the news stories.
Bombing! Oh my God.
If you have any news stories, you leave them in the comments below or send it to M&K Productions Podcast Instagram. Credit you and give you a shout out for that. But without further ado, let us talk about the topic, which is Clifford, the big red dog. Play the Clifford theme song.
Clifford needed Emily, so she chose him for her own. And her love made Clifford grow so big that the Howards had to leave their home. Clifford's the best friend anyone could know. He's the greatest dog ever, I really think so. Clifford's so loyal, he's there when you call. I love Clifford, the big red dog. So they packed up a family car, and the Howards left the city. They moved to Birdwell Island and their many new friends, there to greet Clifford and Emily. Clifford's so much fun, he's a friend to us all. I love Clifford, the big red dog.
Woo!
Okay, so with that theme song that was definitely not copyright at all out of the way, we're going to talk about the topic, which is Clifford's really big movie, which came out in 2004. Oh, wait, whoops, wrong Clifford movie. I mean, Clifford, the Big Red Dog, which came out in 2021. It was directed by Walter Beck and is based on the book series of the same name and the TV series that came on PBS. And the book was made by Norman Birdwell, and the film stars Jack Whitehall, David Darby Camp, Tony Hale, Sienna Guillory, David Allen, Russell Wong, Kenan Thompson, and John Cleese. And yeah, it's about Clifford the Big Red Dog. So first of all, I'm saying Clifford. Kristen, what is your experience with the Big Red Dog?
I love that. I was like, Clifford! Wait, Kristen!
Clifton!
Clifton!
Yeah, what's your experience with Clifford the Big Red Dog, Clifton?
Okay. First of all, I should say I grew up with Clifford. It was probably like my favorite PBS show. I loved Clifford. I understood Cyber Chase and Dragon Tales, but no. Knowing me, I was always a dog person. The minute my parents brought me home from the hospital when I was born, I was like, you know what? They're like, okay, this child is going to be a dog person. And yep, I am a dog person. So seeing Clifford and how giant he was and how lovable he was, I just loved him and Emily Elizabeth and his adventures with the dogs. And I was just like, yeah, I like Clifford. Yeah.
My experience with Clifford, definitely, we had cable, but usually PBS was only people. If you didn't have cable, your parents didn't want to buy you the good channels like Cartoon Network and everything. But I watched PBS from time to time. Miami Miguel, Petrol Rock, but Clifford was definitely the one that stood out because I was just so captivated by a big ass dog who was red, and it was just like, that's not possible. But why are you so cute? And freaking.
Did you read the books? Sorry, before I interrupt.
Actually, no. I never actually read a Clifford book. I didn't even know it was. I knew.
You never read a Clifford book? Really?
I didn't know it was a book until I was older, and I never got my hands on a book. I could be wrong though. So don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I could have read one, but I probably just don't remember it.
I remember even reading them and renting them from my local library.
You sound like a PBS says like this should be found at your local library.
Well, it was. You could find them at your local library, and I read them, and they were cute. And I used to read. There was one that I used to check out. I'm looking for it now, and it involved. Okay, I used to read the Halloween one a lot, and Clifford's Kitten. I remember reading that one. Clifford's Birthday Party and Clifford's Puppy Days. I remember. Clifford Count the Bubbles. I remember that one. Clifford's Thanksgiving Visit. Clifford the Firehouse Dog. I'm remembering all these now. It's like I used to really liked Clifford when I was a child.
I just had Go Dog Go. But yeah.
I heard Go Dog Go.
Same. So this is actually the second movie Clifford had. The other one was Clifford's Really Big Movie, which was the series finale of the animated show. But this is the first time we've seen the Big Red Dog in live action form. And it was really terrifying. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of scary, but the film was okay.
The animated one?
No, I mean this one.
This one? Oh, the one we're talking about. I was like lost for a second. I was like, wait, which one are you moving on to?
The 2004 movie was fun, but this was just okay. I kind of knew what I was expecting, and yeah, you go.
I think it's a safe film, and that's good part of what it is. Directed by Walt Becker. He was previously has directed the Van Wilder movie, the one with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and Alvin and Chipmunks, the road trip.
So knowing what his previous work was, I was like, okay, not impressed by that. But and knowing he did Old Dogs and Wild Hogs, I was like, okay, maybe this won't be as bad. But I think this is his better work yet. I actually really did like it. It's fine. I know for what it is, because I had the dog and I enjoyed Emily Elizabeth and Clifford, and I do like Jack Whitehall a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing what he brought to the table, which I'm still trying to understand why they decided to go with his American accent as opposed to his British accent, because he's from the UK. But then again, Emily Elizabeth's mother is also from the UK. And they just decided, well, Jack Whitehall, you're just going to have an English accent. And though they explained it in the film, why he didn't have it.
It's like, just
talk naturally, Jack.
No, it's funny because, like, I was like, I didn't know about him. I heard his name before. I didn't think he was British or anything. But when he did the fake British accent, to me, I'm like, you did that a little too well. Are you actually British? And I was like, okay, that makes so much.
Yeah, he is a UK actor and comedian, and if you enjoy Jack Whitehall, you're gonna like him in this. This is a very safe role for him, and very safe film for a lot of these actors. I enjoyed a majority of this. There's a lot of cameos and appearances, from Kenan Thompson and Horatio Sands and Rosie Perez. Did you see Rosie Perez pop up?
Yeah, that actually that kind of shocked me. What the hell are you doing in here?
I was not expecting that. I was just like, her character doesn't play a lot of purpose, but she just plays like a cameo. But I did love John Cleese. John Cleese, let me tell you, Mr. Bridwell. Oh my God, that was so cute with him and Clifford.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I was so cute, and John Cleese is just magical. And when you look at John Cleese, you think of like a magic man. I think that
he is the magic man.
Yeah, and I just thought he was great in that film, and there's not much depth or anything to Clifford. It's like what you look at on Paramount Plus, and it's like Paw Patrol, and that's what it is. It's for young preschoolers, and it's doing well. I liked most of the scenes, and the funny stuff was funny. I really liked, the ball scene where they're in the park, and Clifford, attacks that guy who's rolling around and wants to play fetch. I thought that was funny. Like, there's like simple moments to me that made me laugh. At least if I were a child watching this, I would be like, all right, this is funny. Because I've actually watched this film 2 or 3 times now, and I just enjoyed it for what it was. Like, I had it on twice to actually watch, and then another time to watch in the background, and I would just like look up every once in a while because I knew like there was a part I really liked coming up, and I just liked what it did. It's simple enough. And that's what got me through it. It's not, and the script, isn't that great either. It's simple. Like I'm telling you guys, it's simple. It's a simple film for children.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just like it did what it needed to do. It wasn't like it wasn't gonna reinvent the wheel. And I feel like that it being up Paramount Plus, it felt really long, even though it should have been short. Like
I think so. I thought, I think the villain aspect was a little
dumb.
Yeah. I could see Tony Hale being the villain, given the fact that Walter Becker casted him previously as the villain in the Road Trip film. That I feel like that was pretty much the same character in that. Like in the last film, in the Road Trip, he played like some kind of assistant or whatever. Like he was the David Cross character, in that film. But in this film, he's like the big tech money guy who just wants Clifford. So he didn't play much of a difference. It's dumb, but it's like, okay. Like, I enjoyed most of the stuff that was with Emily Elizabeth. Like, if like, there could have been a way where they could have done it without the villain. Like, it's like, the sad part in the end is like, oh no, maybe Clifford ate some chocolate and he has to go to the hospital. And then,
oh my God, that's dark.
No, hold on. Hold your horses. I'm going to go somewhere with this. And then, John Cleese, is like, oh, I see Clifford sick. And then all of a sudden it's like, you got to show the magic and the love and how much more you love Clifford. Or it's not like, where Emily had to grow to love Clifford, and maybe like Jack Whitehall brought Clifford into Emily Elizabeth's life, and not having to find John Cleese, at this, the stand or wherever the magic tent was.
Yeah, speaking of the ending, what did you think about their job that the uncle got, where he's working at now?
For the illustrator?
Scholastic.
Oh, yeah, because Scholastic is the one who...
They're the publishers.
Is the publisher of Clifford.
And the head of Scholastic, he actually passed away this year, so this movie's dedicated to him.
Yeah, I did see that towards the end. I think there was like a...
Richard Robinson.
Yep. And which they dedicate to him, which was nice. I hope he was able to see the film in advance.
Yeah.
So before he passed away, because that way he could give his word and blessing.
So
go ahead.
One thing I want to ask you is, what did you think Clifford looked? Because obviously they're not going to spray paint a dog red and just have him walk around. They made a CGI dog, and in my opinion, it looked kind of terrifying.
You can tell very much it's CGI'd, but I kind of went along with it. Just something I was like, all right, I know what this is. I know what it is. I know what it's going for. And I did watch the behind the scenes of the prop guy running around with Clifford. It's funny. It's actually pretty funny. And I was just like, oh my God, this is dope. Running around, but good for him. Hopefully he got paid extra.
I will say this movie kind of did make me cry in the beginning.
It did. I loved the opening.
I almost texted you like, damn it, why are we watching this movie?
Anything where a dog gets abandoned, I'm just like, oh, just cue the Sarah McLachlan. Yes, I do have a dog. I have a wonderful doggy named Molly. He's my baby.
So
and I grew up with dogs.
Did you think of Molly when you were watching Clifford? Just like,
of course, I think of any dog, like any dog who is left abandoned or strayed. I'm just like, I just immediately cry and just think of Sarah McLachlan's In the Arms of an Angel. Just starts playing right away in my head. And then I'm like, okay, I need to go and save that dog. Like, I don't know, like even it's film related. I know it's like staged, but I feel like I need to go to the set, go back in time and just be like, no, this is not happening. The dog is not being strayed like this on TV. No. But no, anything with a stray dog or just like a dog that's abandoned, it just breaks my heart, because it'll make me cry, because I'm like, oh, you are loved. That's all I can think of. I'm like, you're loved. I love you. I don't even love you, but you are loved.
So there's definitely, they said that a sequel's in development. And what would you like to see for a Clifford 2?
This is now the tricky part, because I don't know what they're gonna do with the Clifford 2. I heard that the news that broke it, I should say. The news broke it, and I was like, oh, they're working on Clifford 2? Great. I will probably watch it. And it makes sense because it did fairly well with the opening weekend of like $20-something million opening at the box office, and then also streaming simultaneously.
Yeah, do we have numbers for that? How much it did on the Paramount Plus?
No, but they're not going to reveal that, because Paramount does not do anything with numbers, at least on my end, but box office you can see, because
it made $62.10 million at the box office.
62. Okay, I have 62.3, but it's doing well.
Yeah, it's sitting at a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 6.6 out of 10 on freaking IMDb. I don't know. Maybe the sequel will actually have them go to Birdwell Island.
They could, but here's the other that I could see, because right now the budget was for $64 million, so it'll definitely break almost even. It'll make back what it was worth.
No, I think it's done. It's not in theaters anymore. It
is playing at some theaters in my local area still, so. It's not big. Yeah, they're still playing in some areas. It's not like crazy, but they're still going with it, and you could still watch it on Paramount. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. But if you do want to see Clifford, it's still out in theaters. You still have a chance, but given what's coming out this coming weekend, it will be destroyed.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, that and probably Matrix. But how would you rate Clifford the Good Life? What would your rating be?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
I'd probably get like a 5. Like I'm not. It wasn't like a freaking like bad film.
No,
but,
I
like,
feel like a lot of critics are taking this film out of proportion for what it is. It's a children's movie, and I was like seeing like what people were saying, and I'm like, okay, they're saying it's uninspired or whatever, and I'm like, no, at least I don't think so. It's very encouraging about love and acceptance and being different. So,
yeah.
Which is what a lot of films do, for children's films. But for knowing what it is and its target audience, it's a safe film. So I don't know. I just don't see it. But that's critics.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm gonna give Clifford a 5 out of 10. But what did you all think of Clifford? If you have any of your thoughts, leave them down in the comments below. We're questioning here. Did you grow up? What was your favorite? Also, what was your favorite PBS show? Mine had to be Fetch Rough because that took place in Boston. I always wanted to be on that. What was yours? Did you have a favorite one besides Clifford?
I watched more of the Disney if I wasn't watching PBS. So I'll go with Dragon Tales because my sister really liked Dragon Tales a lot. I remember like her having like the little stuffed toys.
Mm-hmm.
And she loved the pink one. She liked the pink dragon, whatever. Which one was that one called? Cassie. And I remember being her. We were both Cassie, the dragon, one year for Halloween because
it's Orc is the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, so shy but so very smart. There's Zach and Weezy, and their tales of fun because two heads are better than one.
There you go. That was the year though. That was like one of the last years where you could dress up like your child, the siblings, the same thing, and that's what my mom did for us. So we were Dragon Tales one year for Halloween.
Oh, but let's start to wrap the show up. Play the Dragon Tales theme to get us to the
Dragon Tales.
It's almost time for Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand.
Let's all go to Dragonland.
Let's all go to the outro. Let's go.
And he wished on a dragon scale, and that's what started Dragon Tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Annie and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of their dragon friends. Now the adventures never end. Dragon Tales, it's almost time for Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. There's Ord, he's the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, so shy, also very smart. There's Zach and Weezy, and these tales are fun, 'cause two heads are better than one. Dragon Tales, it's almost time for Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. This is actually a really quick episode, but it was just a quickie episode, just to keep you guys on your edge before you go. Might drop something else new. But first of all, we're gonna go over to some weekend box office numbers for the weekend of December 10th, December 12th. So coming in at number 10, we got Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
Venom. There we go.
Evelyn.
There we go.
Number 9, we have Dune. 8, Christmas with the Chosen Messenger. 7, it's Clifford the Big Red Dog. Number 6, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. That movie was terrible. I watched it. Number 5, Eternals. Number 4, House of Gucci. Number 3, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Number 2, Encanto. And coming in at number 1 after its release is West Side Story, which is only making and 10.5 million, and people already consider it a box office bomb.
Yeah, it's not doing well. I feel like most musicals nowadays, unless you're not streaming it, then you're not doing it well.
No.
But West Side Story was so good. It's probably going to be my favorite movie of the year, folks. Yes, I did, and I loved it. I went to it this past Thursday, and my sister and I was going to go see it by myself, and then my sister's like, oh, I kind of want to see this. Do you want to go? And I was like, absolutely. So we got 2 tickets, and we both really liked it. And in fact, I just got the big book that they're selling right now of how they made the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I have a connection to this film because where I can reveal this now, where I went to school was on a studio lot. and you can go this. You can search it. It's on Google,
Mhm.
and you can look up the studio, but it's called Steiner Studios. And where I went to school was where they filmed, or where some of the production was happening, was at Steiner Studios. So where I was going to school was where they were working on West Side Story.
Mhm.
So I felt like, okay, I have a connection to this film, knowing I went to school there. And at the same time, they were working on the film there. I thought that was really cool. And you can even see this on their website that Steven has actually filmed at Steiner Studios in the past with, like, Bridge of Spies and The Post. But I felt like a really nice connection to West Side Story. But I did love West Side Story regardless of that. And you'll see me probably talk about it at the end of the year when we talk, our favorite films of the year later.
Yeah,
on.
I still gotta watch it because I'm starting to get into musicals now. Thank you, In the Heights. But
it's better than In the Heights. I will say, out of all the musicals released this year, those were all the opening acts. West Side Story is like the curtain down, give it all the flowers. It's so good, beautiful.
check it out. But Kristen, what do we have upcoming for this show? Like, what the hell are we doing?
All right, upcoming next, folks, our Christmas episode will be a watch-along of the 2019 film Santa Girl, starring Jennifer Stone and Devin Werkheiser and Barry Broadstick.
Boy.
So if you haven't seen that film, it's on Netflix and is also available for free on YouTube, Pluto TV, Peacock, and Tubi. So you have plenty of ways to watch it, and you can watch it with us.
Yeah.
So that's our Christmas episode coming up. So be sure to be on the lookout for that, and you can enjoy a nice watch along with us. Get some Christmas cookies and a glass of milk or hot cocoa, and you can watch Santa Girl with us. And not Santa Baby. I felt like I said Santa Baby, but it's Santa Girl.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be our next episode, followed by another interview with another interview I can't disclose yet. But Mac knows who it is. And Mac, did you watch the film?
I have not gotten a chance yet because I have not got the screen.
Oh, you should have, because the screener link is probably broken now. It's probably over.
Yeah, they never sent me anything, so thanks a lot.
Oh, no, Mac.
No,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, going back to this. We also have our top 10 films of the year, which Mac and I will be discussing. And that episode will most likely be released the first week of New Year's. So be on the lookout for that. And then we'll just rock out 2022.
Yeah.
New year, more new stuff.
Yeah, and we're gonna be in one of those episodes. We might do a Spider-Man episode. Give it some time to die down.
Oh, right. We forgot about our possible Spider-Man during our Christmas break. So that's what we got coming up.
Be on the lookout for new episodes. Link in the description for the 2 interviews that Kristen did.
It sounded like you said, I thought you were going to say butt. Link in the butt.
Yeah, that. Link in the ass. Link in the description for the interviews that Kristen did with Kathy Bates and Ronnie Sandall. They were awesome interviews. This is great. So you can check them out over their playlist or for the new playlist you have on the show.
If you guys listen, thank you. We can't do this without your support and help. So please share the word about the show and check out the interviews and listen to the show in any way you can. This show wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you.
On Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, iTunes, and iHeartRadio podcast. But yeah, so everything else will be in the description below. And you have any topic ideas, you can send us, let's leave it down in the comments below. You have any questions? Like that, might bring back questions soon. But for now.
Oh, wait, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the M&K Productions Podcast Instagram page, and follow Mac and I on Twitter at KFlamingo and Mac at Mac Movie Reviews. And and me on Instagram at Miss Flamingo and Mac at Mac Movie Reviews on Instagram.
Yep, links for everything will be in the bio below as usual. But for now, I've been Mac, this has been Kristen, and we see you all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Fuck you in the lanes you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch. Nah, throw that shit in fit. Rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star. I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds.